Yo, what's up, Zox fam? So we have a lot to talk about in Etheria Restart. We got 2 new PVs that just dropped, but there was also something that I feel like a lot of players may have missed. And I want to make sure that we actually hone in and talk about that. But let's first check out what these characters are bringing to the table, and then we'll get into that, all right? So let's go ahead and let's start with this one for Plume. Dude, she looks sick.
Plume is a support type Animus, specializing in group debuffs.
Okay.
Her ultimate skill dispels enemy buffs while applying lower defense and weakness.
Ooh.
Her skill 2 can gradually stack Curse Quill, increasing damage dealt by
Oh, that's kind of crazy, increasing over
an
time.
AoE attack, allowing her to quickly apply Curse Quill to all enemies.
The question
Plume
is,
excels in high difficulty PvP
how much does that
and
stack?
PvP stages, controlling battles through rapid dispels and stacking debuffs.
That's nuts.
Skill 1. Plume deals damage to all enemies and applies 1 stack of Curse Quill for 1 turn. Curse Quill increases damage taken by the target and apply a lower
So wait, is
speed.
all her stuff AoE? What the heck?
Skill 2. Passive skill. When an enemy is debuffed, they gain Curse Quill. After each enemy unit takes action, grants turn meter plus to all allies.
Whoa, that's kind of
Plume
nuts.
deals 3-hit AoE attack, with each hit having a chance to dispel enemy buffs and apply lower defense and weakness. Weakness, reducing damage dealt by the target.
Oh, that's gonna be nasty. That's gonna be nasty. So, okay, that's actually really insane if we're being honest. So, okay, it looks like that's what Plume is bringing to the table. I think the more interesting thing with what she has is the fact that she can basically have her targets or her allies increasing damage over time with the Curse Quill. And that's like with turn meter push, defense break, reduction of what the enemies are able to do in terms of the damage they can deal. Like, that seems like a lot. Now, of course, it's like, again, I got to give that disclaimer. On paper, it might seem really insane, but we have to see what the percentages are looking like. How many times can this Curse Quill stack, and what is like the capacity of it, like, or what the multipliers are for it? Because that could get really insane. Now, I don't know, man. Like this is definitely like one of those characters. Now I'm just kind of like, maybe, right? Now we got another character that they also showcase, which is Hizuki, which I'm actually thinking that she could be a SR, but I don't know, right? So I'm assuming she's an SR though. But let's go ahead and let's check this out. And she looks pretty sick too. Like, she actually looks good.
Is a control type Animus. Her ultimate skill applies AoE Petrify and lower resistance, disrupting enemy momentum.
AoE Petrify. This is gonna be the first unit that can do that in the game, dude. Okay, so usually, and I'm good, and I'm quoting this. I feel like if they're going with Petrify, usually all forms of CC do something different, right? So like regular stun basically makes it to where like you just don't get your turn, right? Like you just don't get to go. Then sleep has a damage amp to it, right? I'm almost going to speculate here, okay? And I want you guys to quote me on this. I feel like this is what they're going to do. I think Petrify is going to be a form of stun that makes it to where enemies cannot gain cooldowns as they go. So in comparison to when a character gets AoE stunned by like an Obel and they can still gain cooldowns, I think that Petrify is going to make it to where you can't receive cooldowns. Which, if that is the case, that is going to make her absolutely busted. Just saying. Like, just saying.
Her passive affects all units on the battle, increasing their attack while reducing incoming healing, making her a strong counter to healers in PvP battles. Skill 1 deals damage to...
Wow, so she's literally... So they're trying to implement her for Bruiser, like to go up against some of these Bruiser setups, because a lot of these Bruiser setups are literally just freaking healers.
A single enemy with a chance to apply minus turn meter. Skill 2, Passive Aura. Hizuki Mari grants all units on the battlefield increased attack, but reduced healing received. Additionally, all allies cannot be buffed with increased attack. Ultimate.
Okay.
Hizuki Mari deals 2-hit AoE damage to all enemies, with a chance to inflict Petrify and lower resistance.
That looks crazy. Okay. VA popping. Now, okay. I didn't want to make it a point to say it right off rip because I wanted to see if you guys were going to catch it. But you may have noticed, because I know I did, we don't have the shell in the game. We don't have that shell in the game. So there's two things that this could be, okay? Now, I would hope, which could be interesting, because there's two different pathways we could be going down. Now, obviously, as far as the unit goes, I think that she's going to be really sick. I'm hoping that she is a SR. I think that that would actually be really nice on our lattices. But, again, she's more than likely going to be an LD. I'm assuming so, right? I think she's going to be on the banner with Plume, which would make sense. But the shell, okay? So this shell is one of two things. Either this is a skin for a shell we already have, or, okay, hear me out, we could be possibly seeing a new shell dungeon. Now, the thing is that this could also be in conjunction to the introduction of a brand new form of a CC, right? Because I would say Petrify itself, it's like a generalized debuff, in my opinion, versus like Quill, whatever it's called that Plume has. That's like more of like a unique debuff. Whereas I feel like there's going to be other characters that come in with like just generalized Petrify, right? So I almost feel like this could be possibly a new shell dungeon that we could be actually going into having to deal with, which means more content, right? I would be actually really stoked if that was the case, because that means that there's more things that they could also be cooking up, like not just more shell dungeons, but we could maybe be seeing maybe more module stuff. I don't know, like, right? Like, so there's definitely something there. Now, again, like I said, I feel like it's one of two things where this is either a skin or this is going to be something along the lines of a new shell or a shell amongst shells, because usually shell dungeons don't just come with one shell, they come with multiple shells. We could be seeing some new shells to basically, I would say, kind of endorse the whole thought process or idea of like being able to have like unique builds on our characters. So it is definitely really, really insane. So I feel like overall, the impact on these units and the value that they're bringing to the game is definitely going to more than likely be pretty high. I think so far from what we've seen, like a lot of units like come into the game. I feel like Nell, for example, when she came with the last rotation with Lilium, she affected PvE a little bit more. So I actually would like to see one of the SRs coming into the game actually affect PvP a little bit more. Because you don't ever really see Nell in PvP at all, which I think she could probably work in some setups, but she definitely did come and like really help out a ton in PvE. So I think that there's going to be some value coming from this character in PvE, but I also feel like her value seems to be like they're trying to emphasize her for being a strong counter for healers. But you know, we got to kind of take it for what it's worth when we talk about how the devs kind of push some of these units in terms of like what they're supposed to be or how they're going to do it. But like I would say, for me personally, outside of the characters' kits, this pet is the thing that is actually really, really intriguing me the most, because I think that if we have new shells coming in, this also it's going to be, again, new content for us to be able to explore. I like new content personally. I like new combinations. I think that for a lot of us that are like 3 months in, it'll also give us something else to farm other than what we've already been farming. And on top of that, like I said, just kind of opening up counters, builds, stuff like that, so that we don't have one hardcore or a few hardcore set in stone metas, but we'll have multiple metas on top of metas, which I think, again, is just going to make it more fun, and seeing what strategy can actually climb to the top, I think is going to make it even better. So I don't know, man. Dude, what do you guys think? I know they're going to probably announce something tomorrow, so we'll probably be able to see officially
Damage
what it's going to be.
Counter,
But yeah, I don't know, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Dude, I don't know. This is gonna get crazy. But either way, that's gonna be that with this one, guys. Everyone, stay blessed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.